Hello everyone, welcome once again, and we have this question over here. So we are to find the value of x. So with this we can write it as that half plus 1 minus 1 over x. Here we have half here being equal to x, right? Okay, so what we are going to do right now is to represent the whole of this with a variable and also help this with another variable. So let's say we let n be equal to x minus 1 over x, right? And also n equal to 1 minus 1 over x. If that is the case, then we have it to be m, so the whole of that, so the whole of this is m, then plus the whole of this is n equal to x, right? So this is what we have. So let's call this equation 1. So we call this equation 1. Now what we are going to do next is that we're going to multiply both sides by m minus 1. So multiplying both sides by m minus 1, we have m plus 1 here, then we have n minus 1 equal to x here, then we have m minus 1, right? Now the reason why we multiply both sides is that we can still get rid of it and we will still get our m plus 1 and m plus m equal to x, right? Okay, so we have this. Now from here what we're going to do is that we are going to expand this. So when we expand this, we're only going to get m squared then minus n squared being equal to x over m minus 1 minus that. Okay, so we have this, right? Right, so which means that from here we said that let m be equal to that, and let n also be equal to that, which means that our m squared from here, our m squared is basically, it will multiply here by squared, so it will get rid of the square root. So we have x over that, and also our n square will still getting rid of the square root. We have 1 over x. Now this is what we have. All right, so from, let's call this equation 2. Now from this equation, then we can have that our okay, so let's replace that. Yeah, so from equation 2, which is m squared minus n squared being equal to x m minus 1. Now we have m squared as that, so we have s minus 1 over x minus that of n squared, which is that 1 minus 1 over x being equal to n is equal to x m minus n. Now we have this is negative and this multiply to positive, so this will get rid of that, and therefore we have x minus 1. So we have x minus 1 equal to x here over n minus that. So this is what we have. Now so this is what we have, and what we are going to do next is to divide here by x, divide here by x, so x will get rid of x. Now over here it's just x over x minus 1 over x equal to n minus n, m minus n. So this will get rid of that, and we have 1 minus 1 over x being equal to m minus n. And let's call this one, let's say, equation 3. So now we have 10. Now from here we are going to find the value of either one of the variables. So we add equation 1 and equation 3. So we are going to add equation 1 and equation 3. So now equation 1 is n that equal to x. Now this is our equation 1, and our equation 3 is just n minus n being equal to 1 minus 1 over x. That is equation 1, and we are adding, right? So when we add them, m minus n, m plus m is just 2m. This goes to 0, and we have over here x plus 1 over 1 minus x. right? Okay, so now we have 2m. So let me bring this one here, plus 1. Now if we look at this part, remember from the beginning we said we should let the value of m squared we add over here. Now m squared is equal to x minus 1 over x. So if we have m squared being equal to 1 over x, then which means our x over and x minus 1 over x is just m squared. So we put m squared equal to x over x. So we have that equal to, so all of this becomes m squared plus 1, and we have a quadratic equation over here. So let me write it where we'll send everything to the other side. So negative 2m plus 1 equal to 0. Now this is what we have. Now from here we have a quadratic equation, so we are going to find two values. When we multiply we get positive 1, when we add them we get negative 2. So it's just negative 1 and negative 1. So we have m squared negative x plus 1 equal to, sorry, it is m. So we have, from here we have that and also that. So we have m outside, m minus, this is m minus 1, and we have minus here, we have n minus 1 equal to 0. So from here we have n minus 1 equal to 0, and we also have another n minus 1. So basically m equal to 1. We have the value of m equal to 1. So what we are going to do next is that we're going to put the value of m into one of the equations. So we have from this equation, so we have that m squared is equal to x minus 1 over x. So if that is the case, then we are saying that then if m is equal to 1, so if m equal to 1, then we have 1 squared is equal to x over 1 over x, and therefore we have 1 here equal to x minus 1 over x. We multiply the other side by x, so x equal to x squared minus 1. Then we have x squared minus x, then minus 1 equal to 0. We have another quadratic equation. Two values, when we multiply them we get negative 1, and we add them we get negative 1 also. Now we are not going to get the value in a simple way, so we are going to use the quadratic equation. So the equation is given by minus b plus or minus, so the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So we have this, and so from here we are going to substitute these values into it, where a is just the coefficient of the x squared, which is 1, and b is just negative 1 here, and c is also negative 1. So if we substitute the values inside, we are going to get two values of this. So we are going to get a positive side and negative side. Now I'm not going to do that, so we can insert the values in. So at the end of the day you should get this equal to 1 plus root 5 over that, and the negative side of it 1 plus root 5 over 2, and this is what you should be able to get. Now if you get this is actually the value of x. So we have two values of x. Now we are going to check from the general equation. We had, now from the general equation we have our x here, and these are the values of x. So let's represent that by x rather. Now these are the values of x, so we have to check whether if we put the values inside it will be equal to x. Now if we look at the negative side over here, now we can't, the negative square root is undefined, right? So if we get if we have x being equal to negative that, so we have negative here, which is a negative square root, and negative square root is undefined, therefore making this side undefined, and everything will be undefined, so we won't get the value of x. So this is out. And if you look at the positive side, we have a positive value here minus that, and when we do that, we are going to get a value being equal to x, so which means that x should be equal to 1 plus root 5 divided by 2, and this should be your final answer. Right. So thank you very much, and if this is your first time, please hit the like button and also the subscribe button. Okay, I'll see you in another section.